Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? I was just going through a bunch of things earlier in the week, and I came across a bunch of old concert ticket stubs. They're in this bag, by the way. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I thought maybe I'd just share a couple of them or share them here with you. I got more than that. I just these are just the ones I found. It's a pretty decent stack. Um, One thing I hate about modern shows and venues now is hold this down. Had too much. Is that you don't get a physical ticket anymore. It's all done in an app and they scan it or whatever they do, unless it's at a smaller venue. And personally, I hate that because I like having the memory when you look at the ticket stub and you remember the show and you can say, "Oh, I was there," and it's just kind of cool. But now it's all done online. And if you never grew up with the old way, through you'd order it. Well, you still get it through Ticket Gouger, sorry, Ticketmaster, and and such. But you got the physical ticket, so you can't even own the memory of the ticket, I guess, for lack of a better term. But I'll get into that in a second. Today I actually bought a couple things, and as you know, I'm the backwards guy on the internet for now. But just a couple patches, so when I start work on a new jacket, I can have some patches. But I got a ministry one, as you can see, which I'm a big fan. You can see the letter tattoos on my knuckles there. But ministry tick or fuck, what's wrong with me? English. Um, but ministry patches, they're sort of rare and hard to find. I don't know why. T-shirts, you can find them easy. You know, but well, I bought this at a show back in the day. Um, but patches, I don't know, they're not as common. And then I got Black Sabbath and Motorhead. I think this is a really cool patch. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to sew it on, but it's pretty cool. So I show you the flip side there. Now it's not backwards. But anyway, what else did I buy? Oh, this. People that know me well know I'm a big King Kong fan. It's like the original, especially 1933. Um, so I got a couple of these at a store in Toronto's Kensington Market called Exile. It's been around for forever, but not gonna lie, it used to be better. But just my honest opinion. And then this one here, but still a famous, well-known store. But I go there every once in a while. I don't really buy anything because vintage now just means value village for rich people. That's more or less what it translates to. Because vintage clothes, which used to be moderately priced, when it suddenly got trendy in the '90s and early 2000s, it just exploded, and everything is just ridiculously expensive in those stores now. Not just that store, like just in general, and you better off just to try like Value Village or Goodwill or whatever you have around where you are and buy used clothing there. I mean, you might get lucky and find something kind of cool. So this is pretty big stack. Okay, there's other things in here too. So I'm gonna say this is a massive stack, but but that's not all tickets. So and some of them are bands and some of them are a couple of other things. But let's see what else we got in here. Move that just a bit. This one here was for Evil Dead the musical. Anyway, and sorry, everything's backwards as per usual, but it's if you know the Evil Dead, the film series. That's what this was based on, and it's done more. Well, I guess the movies are sort of comedic too. The first one wasn't intended to be, but they're also in the same spirit. It's a really well done. If you ever get a chance to see it, it seems to happen every once in a while. I don't know why I got three of them, but I think, well, I know I went with Tracy and someone else. I can't remember who the other person was, and I guess I ended up with all the stubs. But check it out; it's really good. Okay, this isn't a concert. This is a David Cronenberg exhibit that was downtown. But, let's see there, TIFF Toronto International Film Festival. So these ones we're getting into bands now. This was who was this? The Opera House. Oh, okay. This was just some friends I know. It's called Another Fine Mess. This is a really old ticket. It's from 1991, but I don't know how. Oh, and oh, sorry, In Faith. That was the band that was headlining. I just saw Another Fine Mess. It's just a weird. One's kind of a gothy band. The other was sort of just kind of, I guess, rock. But I don't know how you'd call it, like REM style stuff, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to say because I have no memory of what their music sounds like. This was SNFU, which is a punk band with Lizard and Sudden Impact, and SNFU is stands for Society No Fucking Use. What else we got here? This one is, and that was at where was that one? That was General Mission, the Opera House. A lot of these tickets are at the Opera House in Toronto, which is a big venue. It's been there forever on Queen Street. And yeah, that was also at the Opera House. And what is this one here? Pig Face Christmas show with the band Pig Face, with Medicine and Das Boot. I don't know anything about Das Boot. Medicine. The only thing I know about Medicine is I know they're in the Crow soundtrack, and it's actually that's the only song I know by them off. But and it's a decent song. I like it. And again, yeah, Opera House. What do we got here? This one here, Skinny Puppy. See if I Molson Canadian Rocks. Where was this? Oh, this was at the concert hall. This is from June 4th, 1992. Concert hall is not there anymore. It's the building's there, but it's something else as far as I know. Um, but it was a pretty popular venue. But I remember this show, 1992. I would have been 19, and I got a drinking ticket that night for drinking in the subway station, even though I wasn't the one drinking. Well, someone handed me a glass. This was before bottled water. Filled it with vodka or like juice bottle. Said it was water and handed it to me right in front of the big security window. And if you're expecting water and you get a mouthful of vodka, you pretty much know what's going to happen. You're spitting it out or you're going to react like. And doing it right in front of a giant window full of security and subway cops, probably not the best thing to do. And anyway, even though the people that gave it to me told the cops there that they did it as a prank, even though they were going to drink the vodka anyway, but they handed it to me as a prank, and it wasn't my fault at all. I still got the ticket. We all three of us got tickets, and then when we tried to fight the ticket, their ticket got lowered to $20. The tickets were $80 originally, and they dropped mine to $40. And even again, we were telling the justice of the peace that it wasn't my fault, that they did it as a prank, and he somehow thought I told them to say that, and I instigated the whole thing. So that guy was an asshole. Maple Leaf Gardens, Nine Inch Nails. Maple Leaf Gardens is where it used to be where the Leafs would play. Obviously, Toronto Maple Leafs. Now it's a Loblaws, which is a big grocery chain, and I think they're American too. I'm not sure in the States as well. I have no idea, but yeah, now it's a Loblaws. There are ice rinks there, but Toronto Maple Leafs they don't play there anymore. They play at it was the Air Canada Center, and then some other corporation got it and couldn't give it a cool name, so just named it after themselves too, as they all do. And I just don't know the name because I don't go there. I'm not a sports guy. But anyway, this was for actually this is 1994 with Nine Inch Nails, and it says I don't know who was opening. Might have been Marilyn Manson, but I think that would be printed on the ticket. This one here is a band called ChemLab and another band from Texas called Screw and Soulstorm, which is Toronto industrial metal type band from Toronto, just outside of Toronto, I think. But this was at Lee's Palace. This is a small venue. This was 1993, but it was a good show. A lot of three really solid bands. What do we got next? This is Ministry at Cool House, which doesn't exist anymore. It's Toronto, so it's condos now, as every other place has become condos. And Schoolhouse, and I'm not sure who else was playing, but this was 2004. This is a more recent ticket. It's that kind of style. And what is this? This is White Stripes at Molson Amphitheater, which I think it's got a different name now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but that's it's in Ontario Place, which basically borderline doesn't exist anymore. Thank you, Doug Ford. because you're a douchebag. But rain or shine, blah blah blah. This was when was this one? I can't see the date on it. So we're May 8th, 2007. And what do we got? What's the next one? Is behavior code enforced? Oh, this is Laser Wars. I don't even remember. This is 1990. It's a Ticketmaster ticket as well. I'm trying to like find the sweet spot right there where the light reflecting doesn't change the how it's being read on the camera. I'll move this over. Maybe that'll help. Maybe, I don't know. I'm in darkness now. I'm darker now, so you don't have to look at my gruesome face as much. This was Killing Joke. This was a long time ago too. This was ticket was only $10, so that tells you something. This is 1994. This was also at the Opera House. What's this one here? This was Fear and Skate Nigs. That was a really good show. The pit for Fear was terrifying. I'd never seen a pit that crazy. There was just so much going on, and I was not even going to venture into it. You know, and at that time I was only 20 years old. I was like, oh man, it was brutal. Skate Nigs is kind of like a borderline punk rap rock before rap rock was a thing, alternative kind of stuff. Good band. That's 1993, January 27. And this one here is Marilyn Manson at the Opera House is 1995. What was it? Marilyn Manson ticket at 1995 was $20. Too bad the guy turned into an asshole, but I still love the music. It's one Frontline Assembly, and this was 1992 September 8th. They just played with Ministry a couple weeks ago, but I missed. I got there after they started. It was Gary Newman, Ministry, and Frontline Assembly, Ministry headlining. That was 1992. This is White Zombie as opposed to Rob Zombie. It was so this is an older ticket. This is 1995, and general admission. I don't know where this ticket come from because it says $0 on it, but I know it was there. And with Reverend Horton Heat and the Melvins. So that was a really good show. It's the first time I ever heard Reverend Horton Heat. It's the first time I really heard anything about rockabilly and stuff like that, aside from like earlier stuff like the Stray Cats and things like that. Nine Inch Nails. This was 2005, and that was at Cool House. So I remember that show. It was a good show. Public Enemy. This is one of the best concerts I'd ever gone to, and only one of a couple of hip hop or rap concerts I've ever been to. But it was good. It was only how much was it? Let me see here. Well, it says it somewhere on here. I want to say 25, but yeah, it was $25. But Public Enemy, no opener. It was a DJ opening, just playing music, and it was a long show, and it was really well done. Right amount of our audience participation with them. It was crazy. I'd never seen Public Enemy live before, aside from videos and things like that. But it was such a good show. When was that one again? That was 2012. That was at Sound Academy. Is that what it was called? Anyway, it was at. I didn't particularly like that venue, just the way it's set up, but it was still a good show. This was Lollapalooza, 1993. Lollapalooza with all those bands, 1993, $33. Now, a show like that would be well over 100 for sure. Monster Voodoo Machine, Screw, and Soulstorm at the Rivoli. You're seeing this show was like $5. $5 for a show, man. That's awesome. It's 1994. And the Rivoli, it's a small place, but it's still a decent size. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. What is this one? Horror Pops. They're like a kind of like a rockabilly type band, but they also sort of seem a little bit influenced by, my opinion, some like sort of No Doubt kind of influence in there, but still an okay band. This is 2008. Again at the Opera House. It's what I think it is. Yeah, this is the very first concert I ever went to. This is Motley Crue. Motley Crue Girls, Girls, Girls Tour, 1987, October 25, 1987. The price for this ticket for Motley Crue, $26 at Maple Leaf Gardens. And that time, that was a pretty expensive ticket. They weren't even good tickets. We were way up in the gray section. So we're staring down the whole time, and half of what you're seeing is behind the stage. It was not good seats at all, but how old was I? I was 14 years old. So at 14 years old, being my first concert, and I'd never been to Maple Leaf Gardens before, so that was pretty exciting. What is this guy here? This is something. Oh, it's Inesh and some other stuff. Promonium Jesters, which are friends of mine. Uh, at I don't even know where it is. Neutral. Oh, Neutral. Yeah, I know it does. It's not there anymore. But yeah, it was one of the things where they ripped the ticket in half. It's like, let me just tear the end off because I wouldn't mind the whole ticket. Another one for Frontline Assembly. This one here was 1996, April 18th at the Opera House. And this one here, this show got canceled. It was Skate Nigs and Demon Barf, who, okay, yeah, I know what Demon Barf is. 1993, September 17th. And the thing about this show, where was it? I think it was at, the Spectrum. And the thing about this show, somebody broke into their truck and stole a bunch of their equipment, and the show got canceled. So that was a really shitty thing to have happen. It sucked that I didn't get to see them. I'd seen them already with Fear, but it was just unfortunate that somebody would do that. Really sucks when that happens. New Year's Eve in the Dance Cave. This is just a dance party. $6. When was this? December 31st, 1992. So I would have been 19 in that one. Yeah, I used to be young. Would you know it? Take the Day Off. Oh, this is another Lollapalooza concert. This was the one from 1994, and that was $36. This one here, the Opera House presents Decayed, Encased, and Short. I think I'm saying that right, but they were sweet Decay or Encased. I don't know the year, but it was on July 5th. But they're all like death metal bands, and $8 at the doors, and yeah, in the Opera House. Again, so I love the physical media, the physical tickets. Now here, this ticket is a bullshit ticket. It's Skinny Puppy. After a show or something I went to, somebody was handing these out. I don't know where they got them from, where they print them off, but it says Friday, July 5th, 1992, at some theater, Tivoli Theater. I don't know if that's a thing in Hamilton, but that date does not exist. First of all, July 5th, 1992, Friday, July 5th, because I don't believe July 5th came on a Friday because I looked on the calendar. But then you had all these people say, oh, yeah, I went. And then other people like, no, this person didn't go. They're full of shit because that show didn't exist. And they're just handing them out. I don't know why. But anyway, this is Dead Weather. I don't really listen to them. It's more Tracy stuff. I don't mind them. But this was 2010. What else? We have Reverend Horton Heat again. I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker, running 18 minutes. With Murder by Death, I don't know who they are. And where was this? This was at the Opera House. The Kills. And what was that one? That was 2007. This is The Kills, 2011. And the Sound Academy. Was a Skinny Puppy again at Cool House, 2004. That was a good show, 2004. What we got here? Horror Pops at the Cathedral. That was May 11th, 2005, and that was there at 11 o'clock. They went on stage. Wow, that was late. That's a late show. Another Ministry ticket at the Cool House. This was from 2008. This was their first of many retirement farewell tours. Like this shirt is from a farewell tour. I think this shirt is from this show actually. So May 4th, 2008. But I hadn't seen Ministry. If it's the show I'm thinking of, I hadn't seen Ministry in years and years. So they hadn't come to Toronto in a while, and everybody was super excited. So it was a pretty good show, and I remember it was pretty packed. This was Sucker Punch, FBI, Nervous Twitch, Intolerance, Pure. This was a show at the Opera House when I was in high school, and I knew the guy who was in the band Intolerance. I knew who Sucker Punch was. Actually, I think I know a guy who was in the band, or still is. I don't even know that much about them. But anyway, yeah, this was at the Opera House, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and it was a $4 show in 1991. What do we got? This one, another Ministry ticket, Cool House, 2006. Might be the same ticket. No, the other one was 2000. Okay, 2006. So this one came before that tour, and this is the one I think everybody was all excited about. That was at the Cool House. Nine Inch Nails again. At May 10th, 2005. and that was at Cool House. Some of them are at Cool House because it was such a good venue at the time, and then now it's gone. And like I said, there's all condos there. But anyway, it is what it is. Atomic Opera, that was another band I knew some of the guys. I went to high school with them, and Glue Leg and In Faith. And that was 1992. And what's this one here? This is KMFDM. If you know who they are, legendary industrial band from Germany. 1750. This was 1992, October 20. A lot of them from that year. This one's also 19. This is Ministry way back in 1992. This is their Psalm 69 tour, and 28.50 for Ministry tickets, which is pricey then, but isn't that bad now because when you think of bullshit inflation and stuff like that. December 1st, 1992. Yeah. Another Frontline Assembly with Switchblade Sympathy. This is at the Phoenix. Phoenix, as far as I know, still exists. It's a good venue. It's a really decent sized venue. And this was, when was this one? This was at some point in history, May 4th, 1999. And Frontline Assembly, they're an industrial band from BC, Canada. Switchblade Sympathy is also an industrial band. I'm not entirely sure where they're from. Could be Canadian, they could be the States. I'm not sure. This is just another Public Enemy ticket. One was mine, one was Tracy's. Horror Pops at the Cathedral. I think that was one I already mentioned. And Atomic Opera and Tea Party. Antex Rocks. I never heard of them. The Tea Party is legendary. It's interesting. The Atomic Opera looks like that they were headlining, and the Tea Party was second. But I'm not sure if that's right. It just doesn't make any sense because Tea Party is a pretty solid band, pretty big, well-known band. Not quite as much back then, but maybe it's 1992. They might have still been unknowns, which is really impressive for the guys in Atomic Opera because they're still high school kids, basically. But maybe the Tea Party was too. I'm not sure. I don't know how old they are. This was Mersbo at the Cathedral. This was also with Primonium Jesters. And I believe Schizoid, who's also a friend of mine. I think he was in this show too, but I missed the first bit. But they actually, Primonium actually was doing a show in Montreal, as far as I know, and then somehow got him to come to Toronto, and so that was pretty cool. White Zombie with Prong. Prong's a good metal band. They're bordering industrial-ish kind of stuff on some of their music. This was 1994. Cool House Skinny Puppy again, but that's just the same ticket as the last one. And the Kills, that's also the same ticket. It repeats there. Oh, this was Grinder Man, who is a Nick Cave side project. This wasn't too long, 2010. It seems more recent, but now this is a funny one. House of Pain with Rage Against the Machine and Wool. I don't know too much about Wool, or if anything. I know the name, but I ran into a friend of mine who I knew from high school who was a big House of Pain fan, apparently. And he even got their logo tattooed on his shoulder. I wonder if that's something he's regretting now. But and I told him he'd never heard of Rage Against the Machine, and I said, you know what's going to happen? As soon as Rage Against the Machine leaves or goes off stage, half the people are going to leave. He goes, no. That's impossible. And then Rage Against the Machine came on, did their set. People are jumping off. That was at the concert hall. I remember people were jumping off the balconies into the crowd. They're just going nuts. Because we're Gen X and that's how we roll, right? Well, that's how we did roll. But anyway, and as predicted, everyone's shuffling out. My friend's like, holy shit. And he was blown away by them. He was like, holy crap, I never heard of these. These guys are awesome. And it's House of Pain and the ticket's green, like Irish. What ticket is this? This is Skinny Puppy 2007. That might have been one I mentioned already. This one here, Built to Fuck, Born to Tour, Fragile, or featuring Bile. Oh, I know. This was a Primonium Jester show that they opened for Bile. I don't know too much. They're kind of an industrial metal band, I guess. I don't know too much about them. And that's the... No, this is one with Combi Christ. And Primonium Jesters would have been at that show, I'm pretty sure, too. Combi Christ is... I hope I'm saying their name right, but they're a pretty solid industrial metal band. Really check them out if you like industrial type metal and you haven't heard of them. This was to see Jurassic Park in Ontario, plays at the Cinesphere, which was disappointing because the Cinesphere is this big giant globe. And it only took up this much of the screen, so I might as well have just been in a regular theater. So that was pretty disappointing. And what is this for? Adult, $8.50. Let's say I don't know where this is, but because it's in French, so maybe I was in Montreal for this, whatever this show is. I'm not sure. The Secret Garden, Aurora Performing Arts. Oh, somebody I know. She was doing. She did theater, so we went to see her. That's part of the ticket. That's Phantom of the Opera. And what is this? Dinosaur, the greatest show on earth at Ontario Place. I think. I think this was just like a documentary of dinosaur things on the screen. Anyway, we're running to the end here finally, which is probably good because we're at 25 minutes, and I'm sure most of you hopefully didn't stop watching. Let me go through this real fast. These are not tickets. There's some show flyers. The only tickets I got here left. Okay, there's this one here. Now I said I wasn't a hockey guy, but my brother can get tickets once in a while, and he got me tickets to see the Leafs for my birthday. And this was when was this? This was a few years ago. March 25th, 2014. So 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, and the price on there, if you can read it, yes, it's going to be backwards. But anyway, it says $235. And they were probably one of the best seats. I was right behind the Leafs box. And like I said, I'm not a hockey fan, so I wouldn't have appreciated it as much as say like my brother and our other brother and my father for sure. He's not a Leaf fan; he's a Boston fan, but I think he would have he would definitely have appreciated it more. But it was nice, and I did actually have a good time. And all these are tickets I've already been through. So anyway, if you watch this to the end, thank you so much. If you want to hit that subscribe button just to help me get up to 1,000 people, that would be fantastic. I would really, really appreciate that. And thank you in advance if you do. And if you want to hit like or comment below, maybe mention some of the concerts you went to, or maybe you've been to some of these shows if you're from Toronto or the surrounding area. So that's really all I'm going to say in this video right now, and I'll guess I'll end it right there. So until the next one, bye.